Hello, good morning. New phone. Who is this? It's me, Calla, here for another session of painting my face and video games. I had a laser appointment and it went really well. She turned the laser power, I don't know, up much higher than she had been. And so I got a face full of laser, which, for better or worse, hurt so bad. And like I've had quite a few sessions already, and they weren't terrible, but this one was, because I was just so ready for this to be over. And I have so much other lasering that I want to do. And okay, can I just say that this thing, the creaseless concealer from Tarte, I bought this after I was running out of this. And I used that more while I had it. And I still have this. And this is basically running out of fluid. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a no-go. Goodbye, Tarte. Never again. Guess I'm buying Urban Decay. I'm an Urban Decay girl. Consider that a product placement. Free product placement for Urban Decay. Their concealer is good. Then of course Sephora stopped carrying the Urban Decay, so I have to go to like Ulta or something. Somebody else get their concealer instead. But hopefully, I keep saying this, and it keeps being true because I say hopefully first. Hopefully, I won't really need much concealer soon. We'll see. The hair removal is working. It's just not working fast enough. That's just a me problem. Yeah. So I had day off. Well, no, I didn't have a day off from work. I worked from home, which is not the same. I was able to do some errands around the house, but I still was there answering emails, getting in touch with reality. Chasing flower petals, things like that, the usual. I haven't done any game design, but I have been thinking about my game. So one of the problems that I'm really trying to answer is like, I have this idea for a surfing level, and I haven't really fleshed it out at all. And the level idea, I want it to be different than like the rest of the game, kind of. And I have this idea of it being like old Ninja Turtles arcade games where you're like surfing or skating, and like the screen is moving in the background and you can move around the screen, kind of like you can and I mean, it's mostly like the rest of the arcade game, but like there's this sense that um, but it's a different style of gameplay, even though the gameplay really isn't that much different. And I want to emulate that. I want to emulate that feeling of varying gameplay, and also emulate those styles of levels. That specific level design style, which is mostly more like creating a timer and then unleashing enemies on a timer that you deal with, and then once you've dealt with those enemies, a new timer starts, etc., etc. Which is like a whole different kind of thing that I have to set up and code and put inside of the systems that I have already built. Because a lot of those systems are kind of like interconnected and interwoven at this point. Because I'm designing the game as I'm creating it, which is like the worst possible thing that you can do for yourself. So if you're making a game, don't do that. Don't do me what I'm doing. Do what I say, not as I do. Ugh, my skin. I love laser because of what it benefits for me, but oh my gosh. Make my skin look like raw hamburger. Oh, I don't want to be a hamburger. Concealer, foundation, blush. Yeah, and so I'm reaching this point where I really need to start making some decisions about this level and how I'm going to approach it, because I'm going to come up against it soon, and that's going to be problematic if I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I always come up with a solution. I had like most of the first level of the game designed before I even started the formation system, or I call it the rally system because that's a shorter word, in the game. And that actually was kind of like a recommendation from a friend of mine. Two people I know actually mentioned it. I was showing it to a friend in person on, like, I had some YouTube videos, so I wasn't like showing them the game in real time, but I was showing him like how, just like where I was at the time. That was pretty early on actually. And he was like, oh, you should like have a formation system then, so that you press a button and like all of the knights move back together again. And I thought, that's not a bad idea necessarily. And so I sat on that. Sorry. So I sat on that for a while, and then I sent I finished the whole first level, and I sent that to another person that I know. And that person basically said, cool, you need a formation system. And so that's two people. That's one away from a conspiracy. So I just decided I'd been thinking about doing it anyway. I've decided I would do it. And let me tell you what, that took like 2 weeks out of my life. But I like committed, it was a committed 2 weeks. And it took me so long. But the end result I was so happy with. It feels clean. It feels good to do. There were a lot of bugs that I had to iron out. But like, there's something really satisfying about pressing that button and having all the nights just like whoop, go into an arrangement. And so, like, sometimes just like sitting down and just committing to something and hyper focusing on it is really beneficial. I'm hoping this summer I'll have some time to work on my games. I'm gonna have to really like carve it out though. And part of me is thinking like maybe waking up early, doing all my morning routine, and then working on my game before leaving for work. But I already wake up so early. I wake up so tired. I don't know that I want to do that. Do I want to do that? I don't, do I? Do you like my necklace? That's cute, isn't it? So, finding time is hard. I wish I just had infinite time and nobody bothered me. I didn't need money. But that's not the way the world works. We can't all have successful Patreons and private donors and sugar mamas. Some of us can. Maybe I could. Maybe I should. Maybe I should give myself over to the universe in a significant way so that I can spend more time working on the things that I care about. But now is not that time. Because I am also working on my MFA and I really want to do that. I want a degree in writing so that I can convince some literary agent I'm a good writer via a piece of paper instead of, just the fact that I'm a good writer. Ugh, that's a terrible decision. What was I thinking? Yeah. And it'll be fine. Everything will turn out, and I'll finish this game, and it'll be a really good game. I'll be very happy, and the world will be a blissful, beautiful place. 6 ways to Sunday. I'm just going through a down period, I think. Which happens I was waiting for this to come. I've been almost too happy. And I'm like, I'm really nice to have around because I have a good attitude. Why is this happening? Oh, this stuff. That's it. I ran out. All right, I guess I'm done with that. Bye-bye, white. Hello, gray again. I've been so happy for so long, though. I thought maybe this is permanent, but it can't be. It can't be. But I know that I have the tools to overcome anything, and I will. Just a matter of time. I just gotta let this happen. I gotta let this sadness come through, like the weather. And then just wait out the storm and wait for it to leave. That's all that matters. All right. I don't know what color lipstick to wear. I have my like really bright red lipstick. It's in my purse, so I'll have to go get it. But this is gonna be the last episode for the weekend. And I have some writing to do. But I think I'm gonna start working on finishing up. There's some changes I wanted to make to the forest level. Just some like cliched additions. Just because like the format of my game is somewhat unique. And so that allows me to do some less unique things just by virtue of like, here's this new thing, now confront an old thing that you're used to if you played games before. If you've played games before being the sort of inciting sentence in that. But that's good. Yeah. Because I can't just assume that somebody playing this game is going to have played games before. In fact, I found that out when I showed this off at PortCon here in Maine. A lot of like people that came by to play the game hadn't really played games, and so there were a lot of people who weren't very good that I had to like train, and that was like, okay, like am I gonna have to think about that though while I am because like I've already made the first level and it has like a training sequence kind of in it, but it's not really a training sequence. It's really just some graffiti on the walls. If you play the first level demo on Steam, You'll see what I mean. But it's not much. And I had plans to do like a more thorough tutorial, and I still could do that. And there would be no problem with doing that. I would just add more work to my already extended plate. But it would be helpful. There's some systems in the game that I saw that a lot of people struggled with, even people that seemed like they might be experienced gamers. The formation system is one where it just seems like people really kind of struggled with it. Just like figuring it out and then utilizing it. So at least like I should work on that, right? Like make that more clear. Explicate the system. Yeah, I don't know. I just keep adding darkness to my face. I just keep adding darkness to my soul. I'm getting maudlin. No. Smile at the camera. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna go grab my lipstick so I can put it on. So, at the end of the day, what are we confronting? What lessons are we learning? And what are we teaching ourselves? Some people get to the end of their life and they want proof that their life was worth what they put into it. I don't think that's necessary to do. But I am one of those people. And what is that for me? What does that look like? Because it's not money. Although I wouldn't complain about having more money in my life. knowledge. If I get to the end of my life and I feel like I learned as much as I possibly could, will that make me feel like my life had been worth living? I think so. I think so. And also, I have had a hell of a lot of fun.